Hey YouTube, Tristan Blaze, welcome back. We are doing the insane world of Legacy Doomsday. Today we're going to go over a couple of basic piles. Now we're going to go over 4 storm piles that we would use to Burning Wish for Tendrils of Agony. And then we're going to go over 2 Laboratory Maniac piles that we will then use as well. I might have gone over one of the Laboratory Maniac piles earlier, and I'm going to use about this many cards from the deck just to illustrate all of these piles. Now, our first pile, we're going to need Underground Sea and a Sensei Divine Top in play. We're going to need, in our hand, we're going to need a Doomsday, we're going to need a Dark Writ, and we're going to need a Lion's Eye Diamond. That's going to be your hand. That's going to be, let me move that, okay. We're going to need at least a black source. You want to use a basic swamp. If you have them in your deck, fine. If you got bad lands in your deck like I do, you can use that as well. But you need at least one black source of mana in play. You're going to go basically turn 1, drop your Sensei's Top, and that's how it's going to go. Next turn, we're going to go Dark Writ. Storm count of 1. Doomsday, storm count of 2. Going to go over there. Keep the LED, and we're going to build a pile, which is going to be Ideas Unbound on top, then LED, then Gitaxian Probe, then LED, then Burning Wish. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, okay. So, we're going to draw into the Ideas Unbound, then we're going to draw into everything else, and then just storm the hell out and play. So, there we go. Third spell, Lion's Eye Diamond. Crack it for 3 blue. Activate the top. Draw the card, pop the top back on top. Ideas Unbound, 4th spell for the turn, and we draw our 3 cards. We're going to play our top as that. We're going to play LED. Pay 2 life for the probe. Bring that to 7 for the storm. Draw that. LED for 8. That's no longer there, obviously. We've spent it on the top. Crack both LEDs. 3 red, 3 black. Activate top. Draw Burning Wish. Play Burning Wish. Floating 2 red and 2 black for the 9th storm count. Fetch Tendrils of Agony with the mana to cast it for a 20-point Tendrils of Agony. Alright, now we're doing a cantrip pile without Sensei's Divining Top. All we're going to do is, this is a turn 1 kill if you want to do it. You're going to need 5 cards. Underground Sea, LED, Dark Writ, Doomsday, Gitaxian Probe. Play the Underground Sea. You Dark Writ, then we Doomsday. Pile we build. Ideas Unbound, double LED, Probe, Burning Wish. LED for the 3rd storm. Probe in response, sack LED for 3 blue. Draw. It's our 5th spell for the turn. Play Ideas Unbound, float 1 blue. We drew all 3. Go down to our 7 storm with the 2 LEDs. Playing that brings it up to 8. In response, crack both LEDs. Again, you know the rules. We're going red and black for the mana. 9th storm. Boom. Boom. Another Tendril for 20. This seems very complicated, but as you do it over and over, it gets easier and easier and just easier to do. Alright, Now we're going to move into what's known as a double cantrip pile. This can be done on turn 2. What you're going to want is you're going to want a black source and a red source of mana. For my deck, the only red sources of mana are going to be 2 volcanic islands and 1 badlands. You need to not, if you have a badlands in play, that's your only red source of mana, you can't tap it for black. You need the red for what we're about to do. Hand is going to be at a very minimum. 2 Gataxian Probes, Doomsday, Dark Ritual. Tap your black source of mana. Dark Rit for 1, Storm, Doomsday for 2, Storm, Pile, LED, followed by Ideas Unbound, followed by LED, Burning Wish. You don't tap this. You don't tap this to pay for any of these. You just pay the 2 life. I know it's a pain in the ass. You got to pay 2 life, but trust me, just do it this way. Pay 2 life. Play the LED. Pay 2 life in response. Crack the LED. Storm count of 5. Boom. 1 blue, 6 on the Storm. We draw what's left in our library. 2 LEDs, bring it up to 8. Floating 1 blue. Remember when I said don't tap the red? This is why. Tap for 1 red. Burning Wish. 9 spells in response. Crack. You can crack for that. You could crack for, you could crack for freaking 3 black and 3 blue for all I care. 6 black, doesn't matter. You grab your Tendrils of Agony, 20 points right to the dome. That's your double cantrip pile. Man, these Burning Wishes really come in handy, don't they? Okay. This, I just checked the video. I already touched on the Laboratory Maniac pile that I was going to just do on the last video. Check out the actual deck tech for that first Lab Maniac pile. That's predominantly how I win playing the deck in terms of just like play testing it and stuff like that. I'm branching out into other piles post Doomsday. This is a pass the turn pile. Now, pass the turn piles are basically you make Doomsday, you make your pile, and then say go. You pass the turn. That's what you do. You don't go any further. Now, this pass the turn pile is a little bit interesting because if you actually pass the turn twice, you are capable of beating a piece of removal like Lightning Bolt, Sword of Plowshare, Path to Exile, so anything random. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your mana base, and you're just going to cast Doomsday. The pile we're going to build is going to be Ideas Unbound, Sensei's Divining Top, Gataxian Probe, LED, Labman. Go. That's it. You're going to say go. Okay, we're going to draw the card. Draw the Ideas Unbound. You're going to want at least 2 blue sources of mana when you do this. At least 2. Because you're going to need the 2 to cast Ideas Unbound. So, any 2 blue sources. For this demonstration, I'm using Tropical Island, Volcanic Island, and Underground Sea. So, 2 blue, bam, Ideas Unbound, draw 3. You're going to play the LED. Play the top. Pay the 2 life in response, sack LED for 3 blue. Draw Laboratory Maniac and play it. Now, what you can do right now is you can tap the top and try to win the game. Or you can pass the turn. You pass the turn, your opponent is now in a situation where if he doesn't get rid of this Laboratory Maniac, that's game, that's it, you win. So he aims something at it, Abrupt Decay, Lightning Bolt, Sword, Path, jeté counters, whatever. All you do to beat that piece of removal is just put that activation on the stack on top of what your opponent just played. That forces your opponent to play another piece of removal, if they have it. If you know your opponent doesn't have a second piece of removal, yeah, it's a nice, flashy, interesting way to win. But if your opponent's got like 2-3 pieces of removal, I would not recommend playing this pile. I'd recommend doing something different. Do Tendrils of Agony or something. Some random, insane crap. And these are the basic piles. I would say these are going to be piles that are used most of the time, if not all of the time. Like these piles that I'm going to be going over in the first couple of additional parts of Doomsday are going to be the predominant piles that you're going to use around 95% of the time. You pick like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 piles, and you use them about 90% of the time when you play the game. So pick a pile for Tendrils of Agony, pick a pile for Laboratory Maniac, pick your, maybe like an Empty the Warrens pile if you want to, but also pick piles that deal with like removing hate, like removing a hate bear from the field. And just practice those piles repeatedly over and over and over again, and eventually you'll just get really good at doing it. Then all you have to do is, survive until you can cast Doomsday. Peace out.